Guys, so today we are starting with two basic concepts. One is like how to deploy your code, and second is uh, the ARIMA, the thing that we have seen. So, through executables, through batch files, through REST API. So, I'll tell you about the whole. I'll explain you. I'll do one like executable that is very simple, but I'll tell you the entire way. I won't be able to deploy it at this point of time, but I'll tell you the entire cycle how to deploy it, and I'll do it practical as well. So first, I'll go with the executables. So let's example, I make a small Python file. Say I have, say I'll take any data. Also age is equal to so I've taken two variables. One is age and second is salary. So I'll take construct a simple model. I'll say the file like this. I'll go here. Say autopy OPS path. One new file. So reads speed. So this is the DAT that we have made. Now, what we'll do, I'll construct a simple model out of it. I'll say uh, from sklearn.linear model import linear regression. I'll say sklearn.linear regression. So I imported the linear regression code. I'll say len is equal to linear regression. Now what I'll say is x underscore train is equal to data, the data or the data I've taken. Dat. Let's say dat dot log. I'll say all rows, comma. So this will contain one automatically. Let's say x. So x underscore tr is salary. So x will be age. Let's say here age. Let's say what is the variable? So x that dot salary. Let's say y underscore pr is equal to that and take. Sorry. So and the x and y is a variable. So I'll say rect dot fit x underscore tr y underscore tr. So I've been fitting this model here. I'll say shift enter. So linear regression model has been made. And at this point of time, so I'll make a new data here. Say stage. I'll make it autopilot test. I'll save it. I'll say here I'll say when I made the model, I'll say new data set. Test. Now if I'll say y red equal to uh,
So are we doing linear regression today?
no. I'm just telling the team how to make the executable file. So I'm just taking an example, a very small example, with the help of which I'll be making this code, and whenever the user puts the file at any of the location, it will automatically be predicting the things. So
Achha.
that's the thing which I will do.
Okay.
Let's say reg predict. Reshape your data single circle. Okay. So now I'll say Ythread dot Ythread to kd dot data frame Ythread. Shift enter. I'll say Ythread dot Excel. I'll save it to a particular path. Whatever the output is, I have been saving it to another path. This path only, and I'm saving it with Autopy output. Okay. See? That's a shift enter. So what I'll do, so guys, did you like what I have done is whatever things I have done here, I have made a model and I have taken a new data path and I have like basically used to predict. So now, once I make the executable of it, so whenever user puts the file here with the Autopy test name, then prediction will automatically come to Autopy output. I'll show you how. So did you get it in here? I've made a simple model with like I have specified the paths from where it is taking a input file, from where it is taking a test file, and where it is showing the output. Anybody any doubt till now?
No, sir.
Anybody any doubt? I can't hear you.
No, sir.
Okay. So next step.
Hello, sir. Vibhu this side.
Yeah.
Sir, sorry for late joining. I just joined now. Can you explain one in short what doing?
Yeah, sure.
What are you doing now?
Okay. So basically, we are seeing how to make an executable file. So when we deploy a model, so for deploying a model, we have different methods when we have made it. So every time it will not be a thing like I will be available and the data will be processed. So it will be where to deploy the model. How the model is deployed. For example, every time the user clicks on the website and you want this to be executed. So at that point of time, we need to deploy the model. So this is one of the way how to deploy the model. So I've just made a random model, linear regression model, in which I have just read the data. A linear regression is a thing that I've used. I have basically used the linear regression for the age with salary, fit salary, by xtr is age, by tr is salary. And I've taken the new data on which like we need to make or we need to process. And finally, where we need to put the output is a thing which I have put here. So this is a very simple model that I have made till now. So now
Okay,
after
sir.
this, after this I'll be making executable out of it. Okay. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. So what we'll do is I'll open the CMD. I'll say Python -m auto pi 2 x. Okay, before this, what I need to do is I need to save this file. I'll say file, save as. Let's see. File, download as .py. In CNN only, I'll say AutoPy AutoPy code. So now this has been saved. This has been downloaded. I'll save it as well. I'll copy it. It has been saved here only. Okay. Now I'll run this command. Okay. I'll say just a second. This kind of a thing opens. So just give me a second how it works. Work. I'll see what happens. Basically, whenever the this file will be made, so it also depends on your some restrictions in the system and all the things. In case it is your office system as mine, so so I've been using someone's office system only. So sometime it will not allow you to make it will allow you to make the executable file. Let's see what happens. Sometimes like the way to install this AutoPy to exe has been blocked. So I've been trying with different ways if it can be done. Then with this it can be made very easily. No, it's not. So it basically depends on the system. So like if which of the system you are working on, if it's your personal or any other system.
Yes, sir, you can simply install from the Jupyter Notebook. Pip install. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, do we use fuzzy logic in deep learning?
So fuzzy logic is a concept. So that is basically used to that uses similarity to match the words and all the things. So it depends on the problem area on which you are working on. So apart from that, we have n number of things that we use like hidden Markov chain, and many more things. So it depends on the thing on which you have been working on.
Okay, sir.
Let it install. This kind of window comes. this kind of window comes whenever you do it, and it will automatically convert py file to exe. And when you click on that exe, that output will automatically come. So I've been doing that only.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, there are so many JSON file and other types of format file. How to read them and work on them?
So in Python, we have a library to read the JSON files as well. So dot read JSON. So after this I'll tell you.
Okay, sir.
Yes, it will. This worked. Just give me a second. I think Python is not a finished command.
Sir, it's coming, sir. Like after installing in Jupyter, if we type in command prompt like Python -m autopy to exe.
Where in Jupyter only?
No. After installing in Jupyter, then opening in command prompt, the first code what have written Python -m autopy to exe.
Here.
Yes, sir. Python.
See, Python is not a nice command.
Sir, try in the Anaconda.
In Anaconda, I have written. Yeah. Now it's working. Now what we'll do, I'll give the location of my file. CNN. Let's say auto code. Let's say convert to exe. Okay. Write the console, or let me try both. Okay. How it is written here. Console based on it's converting and making the output. So it will take 10-15 minutes normally to convert and to make.
So here we are giving the path of the model which we have fitted.
Here we are giving the path of
Which one, sir? The where we have fitted the model, that one, sir? The Python.
the Python code that we have
Yeah, we have.
basically
Okay.
fitted the model, and we have picked the file as well.
Okay.
Guys, I can tell you that thing till the time the exe is being made. Now the execution of the exe, it further depends whether it will be executed or not, because it also depends on my system configuration, if it allows or if it doesn't allow. So after exe has been made, you can try it on your system if it works or not, because this is the way to make a exe file only. And I'll tell you the thing. And so in case in the end it does not execute or it does not makes the file, then it is because of the system only, which is not allowing this exe to work. But in your system, it will work. So it depends on the system configuration only. But I'll show you if the executable is made, where it is being shown, where it has been put, and how to execute it. So I'll show you.
Sir, I have a general doubt. Like we are while fitting the model, we'll do pre-processing. We'll do if at all if it is text means we'll do pre-processing. No, sir. If we give the new input, will it go to direct to predict the model, or will it go to the all the pre-processing steps and will then we'll go to the model fitting?
All the pre-processing steps.
Okay.
So in the meanwhile, can you show how to read the JSON file and the so?
Sure. Just give me a second. I'll tell you.
Okay, sir.
So basically, JSON is basically a file that is similar to the dictionary that we normally create. So for this, what we need to do is first we need to install a library that is import JSON. So let me show you. In the meantime, it's working. I will not use. I'll take. First of all, what we need to see, we say import JSON as a library. I'll not do it now, but after this I will do it. Now, what we do is with open, we specify the file path. As a data is equal to JSON dot load. Let's say this is a standard command which is basically used to read the JSON file. You guys with me?
Yes, sir. So can you show the AutoPy data set?
Which data set?
AutoPy. So that
AutoPy.
data set that you used in this example. So the link.
The link of what I didn't get you. I have just made a random data.
Okay, sir.
So I have not used the data. It's just like a random number which I've generated.
Okay, sir. Sir, what about the APIs?
So there are different methods, like creating executables. Another method that I've written over here is through executables, through batch files, through REST APIs. So there are different ways, like when you search it over the net, you will find the different ways how to create it from these methods. But executables is a thing that I have used very often. So I've been telling you the executables only. So executables for which we actually whenever we are making a small system kind of a thing, then executable is a thing that is basically suggested. REST API and all these APIs will come into consideration. We are calling it through get function, set function, and we are posting it or getting it in the websites and all the things. That's the thing that we normally do. For creating an API as well, we also have a library with the help of which the API can be created.
No, sir. The API is created in API.
Sorry?
So how to work on, sir? There is an API created data set or something like. How to read that API?
How to read that API? Sorry, I didn't get you.
Sir, there's a API. How to explain?
So you're saying API, there's a link the website has provided, which will allow you to access the data through API. So how to call that
Yes,
API
sir.
within the Python program?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's also not difficult. So in case you have the API permission and all, so I'll say so nowadays everything is very easy. So whenever in future as well you feel any difficulty in anything, just searching over the net with the 3 or 4 exploration, you will be able to get it. It will give you the command and all the things say register app and all things say. So URL is this. Then you say URI client secret code, the username and the password. And these are the things which you'll use and it will be created. So everything that you basically think that is basically possible with Python is nowadays available over the internet and it's easily available. So whenever you work on any of the thing, so it might be a thing like some of the thing which I've been doing for the first time and all the thing. So everything that you do is basically easily available. So like this. These are the codes. So just type it over the net and you will get everything. So now say file name, print files, then token, then this is a URL. This is the like username and the client secret, that is a password, the API password in case you have, and then you will be able to read it. So these are basically the standard parameters. Response request post. This is the post to URL, but there will be a request that is get to get data from URL as well. It is converting. Guys, I'm just coming till the time it is converting. Just give me 2-3 minutes. I'll be back. So guys, it's still converting. So in the meanwhile, it converts. Can we start with our ARIMA part as well?
Yes, sir.
Let it convert. So guys, let me tell you. So I have a data from one of the website. This website, I have the data. And I'll read it. This is basically a single column data that we have. What I do is I read it through. So let me read it. I'll say PD. I'll say df is equal to PD dot so it is CSV file there that has been mentioned over there. I'll say this command CSV file only. So this I'll just shift enter. So guys, earlier we have been using pyramid.auto ARIMA, but that function is not available. I checked it again as well. So what I'll do is I'll use another model. So let me show you the data first. This is the data that is simple 100 rows and 1 column data, which I'll use to predict the upcoming values. So I'll say y is equal to df dot values. When I do this, I'll say y. It will be an array. Earlier it was a part of a data frame. Check this. Still converting. So it takes 15-20 minutes of the time. Okay. So I made it. So as we have discussed in ARIMA that there are 3 values, P, D, Q. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir. So
So-
D is for to check the stationarity, and P and Q we will get
So
it from
ARIMA,
partially.
you're
Yes,
right.
sir.
So ARIMA basically says that there are 3 things that can be set in a model. So when we say what are the 3 things like with the help of which it can be set is basically the PDQ value. PDQ is the lag that a particular observation has in with the previous value. D is the number of times that the row observations are being differenced. Difference is the thing that we have seen in the other class. Q is the size of the moving average. So PDQ are the 3 values. Whenever you specify, so now in ARIMA, the basic thing is to identify the values of PDQ. So when we had pyramid function, so that basically allows us to auto calculate the value of PDQ and the prediction is being made. Now the auto ARIMA function is not available. So we will be making our own ARIMA function with the random values of PDQ. So, but what we need to do is we need to supply. So as the auto ARIMA is not available, we need to supply these values with hit and trial kind of a thing and try to identify the right values of PD and Q. Is the basic thing that we need to do right now, as the auto ARIMA function through pyramid is not available. So what I'll do here is, I'll say, so we have another function that is available, that is from stats models dot TSA dot ARIMA model import ARIMA. This will import ARIMA. I'll say model is equal to ARIMA. So df dot okay. Before doing this, I'll say just give me a second. From stats models dot TSA. TSA is time series analysis dot stats tools for ACF. AC is autocorrelation function. I'll say, so these are the things that we normally use, but I'll use ARIMA only. I'll say train is equal to df dot values. I'll take, say, values from 85 onwards. I'll take, that is still 85 are the thing that I'll take for train. For test, I'll say df dot values 85. So this will take the values from bottom. I'll say this. So if I'll say len train 85 len test, this will be 15. So from bottom 85 to the end, 15 values it has taken. From 85 till 85 it has taken from for the train. So let me see if it is working. It's still converting. So now what we'll do is, I'll say model is equal to ARIMA train. Order is the PDQ value which I need to supply. I'll say 1, 1, 1. Shift enter. Now I'll say fitted model is equal to model dot fit. So DISP is equal to, I'll say DISP. So I'll tell you what is DISP. This is used for the lag factor. I'll tell you. Let's say shift enter. Now what I'll say is if I'll say fitted model that we made dot forecast next 15 values. I'll say alpha, ALPHA. Alpha is basically the error rate that basically helps us in deciding what will be the confidence interval. 0.5. I'll tell you this as well. I'll say shift enter. This will give us 3 values. So let me do it this way. I'll say fitted, error, confidence interval is equal to like this. Now if I'll say what is the fitted value? The next 15 predictions are these. What is the error in it? I'll say error. These are the approximate errors in it. As the fitted values goes far, the error keeps on increasing. To the immediate next value, that is, it is predicting 163, it is saying 3 is the error. But the last value, it is saying 46 is the error. I'll say CI is a confidence interval. It says that this value 163 should lie between 161 and 165 only. The next value will lie between 163 to 173. Third value, that is 172, that is coming, is a value with 11 error, which means it should lie between 164 to 179. So these are the ways, this ARIMA we are using to make the predictions. So are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So now we can see that in 79. Was that? Let's do it. See the error. There's an error of around 21 points. So now how can we reduce this error is through like minor tweakings. So instead of 111 that we have taken, we can take 112 and all these things we need to do. So earlier, this was not the scenario. Earlier, the thing was we need to just apply auto ARIMA and it will find these values in iteration by itself. But I don't know why I am not like why this function has been taken back and why we are not able to use that function, because that function is very easy as well. Fitted error CI so 185. The error has reduced to 15. So with the different PDQ as well, we can reiterate the PDQ values, or we can make a function with the help of say ABC, and ABC keeps on going from 1 to 10, 1 to say 5, whatever values we have. So it will run automatically. So I'll say 3, 2. So these are the tweakings which, okay, it is saying 3 won't be available. Okay, less than 2. D is differencing. It is not allowing us to do the differencing more than 2. Okay, and I'll say 3 here. Yeah, it is fine. Let's get this. Simply say this is 233, 201. The error has gone to 32 something. So these are the things which you need to do, like the trial and test for this ARIMA to give you the best prediction. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, but we can also know from the autocorrelation plot or partial or correlation plot.
Yeah. Just
So you will get at which leg the p value and d value. So how we
So
will do this
that is basically
for
the
that?
manual. Yeah, so that was one of the manual. So just give me a second, guys. Just give me somebody's calling. Just give me a second.
Okay. Sir. Nivedita, your camera is on, so please switch down your camera.
Hey guys, so this output has been made. So I'll say open output folder. Yeah, so let's cover this ARIMA first. Yeah, what was the question? So somebody said we can check the value of PDQ through ACF and PACF as well. Yeah, you can check. But earlier the thing was whenever we have been using the auto correlation, so we don't normally see it with ACF and PACF, but definitely we have certain functions, say ACF.plot, PACF.plot, which helps us in identifying the right or the near to PDQ values through ACF and partial ACF functions. We have the functions. But now when the auto ARIMA has come, so we have started ignoring those functions because they auto calculate the value of PDQ automatically through these functions only. So, but now when I tried yesterday, so I didn't find auto ARIMA function, but in case you will be able to find auto ARIMA functions, ARIMA function in Python anywhere, then this ACF and PACF plot seeing won't make too much of the sense for you guys. And in case you won't be able to, then ACF and PACF is the thing that helps in deciding what will be the value of PDQ.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So I'll say Windows E, it is not opening. Let's say this PC, I'll say C drive, I'll say users, I'll say admin, I'll say the output folder that comes here, autocode py. It will have this exe file. This is the exe file. This one is the application. This is the exe file. Now let me see. This comes with a bundle of files, if you can see. But this is the exe file that normally comes, auto py code. So what normally happens, like let's example, I'll go there and I'll delete this output. I will cut this output and paste it on my desktop. Okay, now I click on this exe file. I'm not sure if it will work or not, but majorly it works in case we don't have the system restrictions. So let me see. So let me click on this. Right now this is executing. Now it has gone. I'll go to my CNN folder. AutoPy output would have been here only. So normally it makes it. This is the standard way with the help of which this code works. You need to click on this file. You need to click on this output file and you need to click on this only. Let me redo. And sometimes because of system restrictions, it will not allow you to do. Let's example in the regression code that we have made. So here I'll say I'll say A is equal to input text. Say this command. So every time it will do that. Else it's a file. Download as. Then I need to convert it like.
So try Control S now, sir, if we directly save in the thing.
No, that's the thing. That's fine. But the thing is, like again, I need to create a AutoPy file because I have just seen whether this will convert this or this will not, like the exe is being made or not. Again, I need to make the exe file for this, which will again take half an hour, 1 hour, whatever time it takes.
So what will happen if you open the exe file, and how this work? How it will work?
So exe file, these are the executable files. They are not meant to be open. They are just for the purpose to be clicked. So let's example, if a person does not even have Python installed on the system, and you provide this exe file with all the other files that came in the bundle, and the person clicks on that file, then also that code will run. So these are the files that are not made to be open. These are the files which are executable files only.
So if the person wants to predict the different data, like the different data set, then how it will work, or it will just
It will work.
show?
Yeah, so that is the purpose only. So I'll say download as .py. So I don't know why it is not saving. So I'll say 2. I'll say just save. So now this is basically the. So this is the file that we have created first. Now I need to create the file again if I need to do that. So I'll say AutoPy. So this, what this does is this automatically runs this AutoPy code files automatically. Is the thing that it will do. I'll say execute. So I'll say whether the output comes here or not. Ideally it should, but because of my some restrictions and all, so it is working. You see, there's a scroll that has been going on there, but I don't know. There might be some error or something restriction kind of a thing, because these executable files are can be very harmful for the system. So let's example, I make a code with the help of which I can delete the entire desktop items and I send it to somebody else, and the person clicks and the items will be deleted. So these files are sometimes harmful for the system as well. So that's why
like the hackers use these files to hack the system or something like that.
Yeah. So that's why in our systems, like whosoever system I'm using, this execution is not allowed or something kind of a thing. But if you use on personal systems with the input and all the things, then they will work. So, but this is the way how this exe file is being made. Now, when a person is, let's example, you are making application, a front end application, and this front end application, whenever you make a button, say you make a button predict, and on the back of it, person has to call this file. So it will automatically predict the file and give the output in case. So this is the way how like a simple model is being deployed through executables. Similarly, the thing with the batch file as well. Difference between the executable file and the batch file is that the batch file are less harmful and they can be operational on your system only. But these exe files can be executables on any other system as well. So this is the difference.
Hello, sir. Sir, once show the Python code, so that I have a doubt over there.
For the executable?
Yeah, for the executable. In Jupyter thing.
Yeah.
So basically, we'll fit a model on trained data and we'll test, no sir. Then after that, we need to give this code, sir. Like where we need to give the new input, no sir. Where we should give the new input. Here we have taken.
So here I've taken the new data. I have made it as test, but you can make
So
it
in
as
Jupyter Notebook only, we have to, after fitting the model, after getting the accuracy, like after taking on train and test, then we should again give this code, like new data is equal to P. The test, the new data also we should give in this one only, sir.
Yes, yes. So new data, whenever the user gives the new data and you want to predict, in case you have some pre-processing that has been done. So after this, you will do those pre-processing again, and you will predict. Is a thing that normally comes, and you are saving an output to a particular folder. So whenever the executable will run, so whenever you make the executable file, so don't try these things like dat.columns and some of the things which are not say XTR and all these things. Only
okay, I got now. So while giving the in executable file, we should not do train test also. Like we should.
No. So okay, yeah, you're right. We should not do train test. Train and test is a thing that needs to be done like prior to that only.
Okay.
When you are aware about the accuracy, it should have a very simple code. You take the data, you made the model with whatever pre-processing you have, and then you read the new data. You did pre-processing and you have predicted the thing that is being saved to a particular folder. That's it.
Okay, sir. Now I got it. So we should create a new Python code other than that. Okay.
So once you know, like what are the please.
Yes. You continue.
So what are the hyperparameters that basically suit your model? You did it on your rough work. Then whenever you came with a final model, then this executable should have 10-15 lines with pre-processing and the things that are required. In case pre-processing can be done before this, then also it is good. In case it is not, then do it in the code and prepare the executable file and just run it. And this now whenever the user clicks on this executable file, this will ideally perform on your personal systems. But within your organization, you need to take some permission where you need to like remove some rights and all the things which you need to do for this. I don't know why it is not making because of some restriction or something, but ideally it should work in your systems.
So how we are gonna give the input to the executable file for the model to predict? So how we can give the
input? So let's example. Now I have given the input as every time the user will come, user will save this file all the time with autopy.txt in this folder only. In case, so every time when the user save this file, autopy.txt as an output on which he actually needs the output in a specified folder, which you will ask him to work on it, and you click on, and the user clicks on this autopy code, it will automatically save the output in a specified path in the executable file which you have specified. With me or any doubt?
Can you explain it one more time?
Okay. So you have made a Python code like this, in which you read the data. Then you have trained the model. Here you ask the user to provide the new data through read.csv. Whenever the new data on which the model needs to be based on, you provide the codes here. Okay, new data. It has a path, say ABC path. And file name is say new file on which the output is required. Okay, here you predict the model. Here you throw the output. Okay, and you made an executable file out of it. Say a.exe. Now what will happen is, whenever this executable will run, this will automatically takes the new file from the path which you specified here in this area. In case there is no file, executable will not do anything. So you need to ask the user to first save the new file at this location on whatever the directory it is, and then click on a.exe, so that it will automatically pick the file from here and throw the output on the path which you specified.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have one more doubt here. Like you previously said that executable file is shareable. Like we can share this only the executable file, no, sir. So along with that, should we share the data also? Like because the path here
Yeah.
provided, no, that
So
will be
let's
different.
example. Whenever you're training a model, so on this training part, the data that has been used to train the model, that should also go in a specified path only, and user also has to say it is a C users Amrit and a particular. So now whenever you provide the executable, that is only executable file you need to provide. So in case the user does not have Python, that's example, and you're providing only the exe, this only this file, then the user needs to make all the tweakings on the system. And in case user does not have Python, then what you have to do is you will supply the entire folder, this AutoPy code folder, to the user. Say this entire folder to the user with all these files. Then the user does not have to do all these tweakings.
Okay, sir.
So guys, actually my laptop battery is running fast and my charger is not working. That's why yesterday my laptop shut it down and we won't be able to cover. So guys, yeah, please ask your doubts in case you have, so that in case the
So
battery
once
goes.
show in this ARIM only, can you once show the plotted how to plot this forecasting thing? We have predicted the forecasting values, next 15 values now. So how to plot that, like the previous value and the next value should be in different color like that, or
So that is okay. I'll show you. So that is basically a very simple code that is available. So So these things are basically, even I don't remember all these things now, but these things are very simple. When you do it a bit of a thing here, so it will basically show you. So these are very simple. So the main part is model building. The rest, the plotting and all the things normally comes here. Just give me a second in case my battery does not go. In case my battery goes off, then it would be difficult for me to rejoin because I took somebody else's charger to charge it. So So this is the thing. See, autoplot. Autoplot is a function, some library that have been installed. Forecast and fit, whatever the fit value we have made, it will fit the things. So autoplot is basically a thing which, in case somebody has installed or not. So this is the AutoArima function. AutoArima was very good. It has all the functionalities. This function won't be available for us, but see, let's see. This is the function to read. So see. So matplotlib is being used. Plot, df. So these are the things which has been shown for the historical files. I'll say. all the things that have been plotted. Now when the model has been made, this is ACF, PCF which we're talking about. So this basically shows that where the value is high, so it will give you the value of P will be somewhere around 2 or 3 whenever this bar is high. So that's the ACF, CF we have been talking about. But what you guys can do in case you want this topic to be covered in more detail, I'll request IABM to plan a new session for you. So the thing is, so when you have these things, you can simply say results dot plot predict, and the values it will automatically put here as well. This is very simple, guys. Just so the thing is, the things that are, yeah.
In this graph, will it show the previous values also, sir? The previous values and the next predicted values.
So it is saying passengers and it is saying the forecast values. And this gray line is basically the confidence interval that we have used, that I have shown you over the ARIMA thing. So this is the historical thing, and this is the forecasted thing.
Okay, sorry.
So guys, in case you have any doubts, you can, I'll also request IABM and you can also request IABM to plan one session, say after 10-15 days, so that you can simply say once you practice, you will be having some doubts, then you will be having, you actually want another session to be planned after a month, 15 days. And we can cover the things that have, in case anything comes up, you won't be able to make anything like this.
Sir, there are another forecasting method also.
Yeah, hold winter, exponential smoothing we have covered. Hold winter, ARIMA, and there is SARIMA that came, but I didn't try it. These are the certain methods we have.
Okay. So we can also predict from linear regression also.
No. Linear regression is basically, linear regression is a predicting method. These are the forecasting methods. These are using time series forecasting. Linear regression is a predicting model, which does not have the time series kind of factor in it. It has independent to dependent prediction. This doesn't have independent. Independent variables are the variables just prior to those that are flowing with time.
Okay, so got it.
Anybody else? Any doubt till now? So guys, anybody any doubt?
Sir, can we plot yesterday's stock price graph on the ARIMA model?
Yeah, so yesterday we have tried with LSTM. So what we can do, we can predict the outcome from LSTM and we can predict the outcome from ARIMA, and we can compare that. Is the thing that you guys can try, which is giving the good model, good accuracy and all the things.
Okay, sir.
So guys, in case my system battery goes off, so any doubt, just ask. So I don't have the charger. So I've been trying a different charger, but it's not working. Yesterday, that's why it went off during the end of the class. So in case you have any doubts, you can just email on the email ID and I'll be reverting as well. And you can also plan a separate session with them, say after 15-20 days, where in case you practice anything and you come across any of the things, then 2 hours can be spared on any of the Saturday for that as well.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I would like to wish you all the very best. So it has been a nice discussion throughout, and some of the things I also learned from you guys as well. And it really gives me a pleasure to practice the things that I have done very far when it comes to the explanation, and some of the things which you guys ask are really very interesting for me to learn, for me to go back and to learn. So I wish all the best to you guys for your future prospects. And we will be in touch through emails. Definitely you can email me and I'll be reverting over the same. And in case you have any doubt, we can definitely connect some other time. And so finally, all the very best, guys. Thank you.
Actually, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.